Hey Earth Signs, and welcome to your Tarot Love reading. I just gotta say that I really appreciate Earth Signs, mostly because I resonate more in the water elements and air elements. So when I connect to your energy, Earth Signs, it really makes me feel more grounded. Um, I can ground in my own energy because I know how to flow in my energy. So I do incorporate all the alchemical elements, and I try to. What I mean by try, I try to incorporate all those key elements in my own life because in order to have union with yourself, you have to be able to manifest all the alchemical elements in your own life. However, I just really appreciate anytime when I interact with any element out there besides water and air, since those are predominantly in my charts. And so I'm going to resonate the most in those elements. So when I interact with your energy, earth signs, I really appreciate the grounding energy that you add to my own energy, because like I'm able to flow. That's great, right? But when it comes to really manifesting things in my own life, um, that's when my own ego interjects the most, and it brings up it. One thing that ego does really good is judge in the moment, because that's how it's programmed. That's how it protects us physically. It judges and it reacts, because that's a fast mechanism for a protective order that the ego operates on. And so, how does this relate to you, Earth Signs? Is that I'm just really appreciating your energy, and because it kind of pulls out my own grounding on myself more. Because when I connect to you, all you are doing is help me resonate in that foundational energy and grounding energy that we as water signs, because I'm a water sign and an air sign, don't do as naturally as you all do as earth signs. So why I'm putting that out there is that you do have a purpose here. And if it wasn't for your energy, none of us would feel as grounded as we are. Because your energy adds to that collective energy. And if it wasn't for your anchoring us in, we could sometimes forget our connection here. Because as twin flames, we all have this galactic side to ourselves, and we could tend to be kind of lost in our connection up there when we're actually here for the human experience. And I think you who resonate in the earth sign energy really help us stay connected to our experience here as humans. And we're meant to have this experience and not get so lost into what I was called the clouds. But that's just like for me to break it down simply into this general reading I'm giving you, earth signs. And so what I'm feeling led to do is that I'm gonna pull out 4 cards from vice versa deck, and that's the cards I'm pulling out right now. Then I'm gonna pull out 1 card from the Next World Tarot. If you don't know what Next World Tarot is, in my playlist is I'm starting a series called We Are United. No, We Are the World. I'm sorry, We Are the World. And it's actually a hashtag that I use, because as a collective, we're meant to come together to help raise the earth vibration. But it can't be done on an individual level, even though we all are individuals and we all have our unique mission. But all our missions and who we are connect together like a puzzle. So our unique pieces help create that beautiful picture that we create here on Earth. And so you are an important role in that. You are. Your piece of the puzzle is very important, because without your piece, the puzzle wouldn't be complete. And it's an interesting read here for you so far, Earth signs. And especially for a collective of people like you, because Earth signs are like huge. And I'll break it down here, and then we're gonna tie it all in with one card from the Next World Tarot. And the Next World Tarot, what I'm feeling, and I'm always on point with that when I say what I feel, because I've done my inner work. So, like, what I mean by that inner work is that there's no blocks with me that's preventing me from being connected. And you'll know when you're connected, because things will flow naturally for you. Nothing is ever feeling forced. Nothing is feeling blocked, like you're not able to flow. And that's why sometimes you feel like you have to force those things, because you feel that block. And you just want to work to that block, and sometimes you just don't know how to work to that block. So if you have those boxes in you, that's why all the packages are available in my description box. So you can flow naturally within you, so you can feel empowered within you. So when you have that power within you, you're not looking for anything outside of you to make you feel that way. That's why a lot of you actually look towards your person. Because right now, what I'm even seeing in this collective reading for your Earth signs is they're kind of working to that we perceive as negative energy in you, what I like to really label as wounds. You have wounds within you, they have to kind of heal. And that comes from many different experiences that we have in life. In fact, a lot of us are born into a wounded energy because your parents have wounds. And when you're being carried within your mom's womb, W-O-M-B, she has wounds, and her wounds affect you, and you feel her because you're connected to her. She's your life source when you're growing inside of her as a baby. And so you're taking on her energy directly because you're directly connected to her. And of course, both our parents create us, so you're even connected to your dad at that moment. If your dad wasn't around your mom, your dad is still connected to you because his life force created you along with your mom's force. So no matter if your dad is around you physically in your life, you are still connected to both parents, regardless of how they feel or what they do in their life. Connection is connection. Connection doesn't care about your life circumstances. Connection happens regardless. And your ego sometimes will like to perceive it differently. That's even kind of, well, I see ego being operated in these two cards right here. The Six of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Because it's also in reverse, which is showing me your inner energy. And, but it's this type of energy right here. Because this is about past experiences. This is about past experiences. Even in your past experiences, and even in your wounded energy, you still feel your connection. Because connection is connection. Connection never ends. Especially if you resonate in what we label twin flame connection. Because your person is you then. Directly you. But even when you have connections with other people, they're always reflecting something about you. That's what attracts or repels you to other people. Because depending on what they're reflecting back to you, and that's going to determine how you respond to it. And that's how you respond if you operate from essence. But if you're operating still in your ego, you're going to react. And you're going to feel like you're not even in control of your own life. That's just showing you that you're still acting from what I'll label your reptilian brain. And because that's where reactions come from physically. But what it's also showing me is that you're not connected. Because connection ultimately resonates from your essence, not your ego. Your ego is just part of this human experience, but your ego is never ever going to fulfill you because it doesn't know how to do that because it hasn't been programmed to do that. It's only been programmed to protect you physically, and it runs on a program. And since it runs on a program, ego is never ever satisfied because it has a lifetime commitment to keep you safe physically. So it continually has to run on what we'll label fear because it knows that's the biggest trigger it could give you to protect you from doing something that may harm you physically. And it's been developed through eons of experience. And everything in this life is an experience. So your ego programs itself to your experiences. And you know it has a general program, but it's biologically wired to you to react to you individually. Because you're not reacting to everybody else's ego but your own. But ego is predictable because it does run on a program that reacts. And it's made to react because it has to protect you physically. So it has to respond faster, not respond, but it has to operate faster than you act. That's how fast ego is. And since it reacts quickly, one of the biggest tools you can use for yourself to determine if you're acting in ego or your essence is before you even take action on something, even in thought form, because actions happen in all the chemical elements, that's just not just one. So if you actually pause before you take any action, you actually allow your ego to react, then you can respond according to how you want to respond instead of just reacting from your brainstem. And that program doesn't know what's for your greater purpose because it's not programmed for that. But your essence knows for sure. Your essence knows what you're here for. And that's what you're here for, is discovering more about yourself. Because ultimately, that's what the fool is all about. He's out to find out about himself on his journey. That's what you're here for too. You're discovering who you really are. And there's going to be challenges along the way. Because we do live in a dualistic world. That's why we're seeing the Nine of Wands here. That's going to be your biggest challenge in your own journey, the Nine of Wands. Because your ego is going to protect you from getting harmed again. Because you as an individual, especially since we do live in a dualistic world, has experienced ways that other people have harmed you. You might even have harmed yourself, like through cutting or even attempting suicide. Because life is challenging, right? And if you even have experienced that yourself, you're meant to experience that. So later on, when you actually heal that wound within you that caused you to want to take action like that, then once you heal from it, then you can actually show other people out of those situations that even want to make them feel like they have to take that option in their life. Because it is an option. It's always an option. Like every action that we have here on earth, either does a positive action or a negative action, or a shadow action or a light action, however you want to label it. Because we do live in a dualistic world. Then it's up to us to decide what actions we want to take here. And for me, at this point in my own journey, I'm finding whatever I can do to empower myself, because I know the power within me is so strong that I'm here to show other people how to do this for themselves too. Because right now, a lot of people are being manipulated and controlled. And I'm trying to help people unslave themselves to get off that program so they can actually be powered within them and actually transform the world around so this world becomes healthy again. Because it's more in its shadow side than it is in its light side. And it's unbalanced that way. Then we wonder why we're seeing the things happen in the way they're happening. We create our reality here. We are divine creators. And we have to take responsibility for that. And that we know about ourselves. That's why we feel that masculine energy within us. And we feel it because this is the King of Cups, right? It's all about emotions. And this king is kind of facing away from his own guidance. Because I want to see with that dolphin, it's all about intuition. Dolphins are gentle creatures and they respect everything. And the reason why they do it, because they're not trying to overcome stuff. They just allow things to be as they are. But they're also a very powerful creature when it comes to their presence. They can take down whales and sharks because they are intelligent creatures. They know, they have this like knowing within them the purpose here. And they just allow everything else to be as it is because they don't try to go and try to manipulate and control things. And this is how your essence operates in your own. Sorry about that, got caught off there. But anyways, it just allows you to experience your life here as you're meant to. That's what allows you to even step into your masculine energy and express yourself. Because our emotions are one way we can express ourselves. Right now, you think you mastered this part of yourself, Earth signs. But what I'm seeing here is being paired up with the Fool here. You're still discovering that part of yourself. Even though you think you have mastered it. But this is the difference between ego and essence. Your essence is still trying to allow you to have this experience here. And what I'm seeing that you don't really have it mastered because you're still trying to discover that part of yourself, Earth signs. So what I encourage you to do is if you're still trying to discover that part of yourself, do you have the roadmap that will help you connect to that part of yourself? Or are you still searching for it? Because what I'm seeing in this reading is that you're still searching for answers. And that's most likely why you're watching tarot, right? Because you're trying to find out more about your person. But what that's reflecting to me about you is that if you're still trying to find out about your person, you're still trying to find out about yourself. You don't know fully about who you are. That's why you're on this journey. You're still trying to find yourself. And a lot of you put a lot of attention on your person, right? And you think he's magnificent. But if you think he's magnificent, who is he reflecting back to you? He's showing you how magnificent you are. You're missing the connection to yourself because you got this wounded energy keeping you from being connected. Because when you go inside, you don't like how you feel most of the time. So you try to ignore yourself, thinking that's going to cure whatever ailment is resonating within you. And so when you go inward, you don't like how it feels sometimes because you look upon past lies, so to speak, past experiences that you felt great then. You felt great in. And in a lot of those experiences, your person was there with you. Even if you weren't physically together all the time, you still felt them really strongly. And there were great memories. But right now, you're working through some harsh energies that resonate from your own inner wounds. And if you're really feeling this way, Earth signs, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with those wounds that resonate within you? How are you going to heal that side of you? How are you going to heal those wounds so that you can feel great about you? That's part of what you're going to discover on your own journey. And I could definitely give you the tools that you need to help yourself heal. I know they work because I use them for myself. And if you want to be in the energy that I am and helping people because you've done it for yourself, so then you can authentically help other people do for themselves too, then take action. find out how I took action, then you do for yourself too. Because I'm not going to waste my time for people that don't want to take action. There's no point in that. There's too many people to help. I'm not going to waste my time on people that don't want to take action. So I'm encouraging you to take action. I can't force you to take action, but I'm here to encourage you to take action. That's why I started the We Are the World series here on YouTube, is to encourage people to take action, to show them how important their role is here. Because we all have a purpose here. That role just reflects that purpose. So if you don't even know what your purpose is here, that just shows how disconnected you are to yourself. Because we all came here with a purpose or mission, whatever you want to title it. We all have it within us. Because our essence came here for our purpose. It doesn't waste its time on something that doesn't serve a purpose altogether. Because we are here for the human experience, but in the experience, we do have a purpose for it. We don't have to sit here on our thumbs doing nothing. That's not what we're here for. This is a prize experience. We have to make the most of it. And if you don't, what are you going to do about it? I mean, if you're sitting there wondering, watching all this tarot, what you can do, because you see all these wonderful, you're drawn towards tarot, right? Because that's what you're here for. And if you're even watching up to this point, you're really looking for answers. I haven't gotten to the last card yet for Next World Tarot, how your purpose actually plays a part in the world. Because that's your greatest purpose here. So, you are important. Find out why you are important. And that importance ties to your purpose here. It's one and the same. It's one and the same. I'll draw your card from Next World Tarot, Earth Signs. And it's showing up in reverse. And what I'm seeing in this Earth Signs, I mean, traditionally, I'll show it so you can see it. Traditionally, it's reflecting the Seven of Cups. And what I'm seeing here, you can see it better if I show you it. These cards are big. The Next World Tarot cards are huge. You see my other tarot cards there? My other tarot cards are like normal size for tarot. And put this one down, then you can get an idea of how big it is. It's like twice the size of a regular tarot deck. Just to give you kind of a feel of this deck altogether. But what I'm seeing in this Earth Signs is that you really feel connected to your feminine energy, but you're trying to use your feminine energy to express your totality. And I think a lot of you may have lost sight of your masculine energy because you're thinking that your person's going to fulfill it. Because I see your masculine here, and you actually cherish his energy as a masculine more than you cherish the masculine energy within you. And then you really prize your feminine energy. But what about your masculine energy, Earth Signs? What about that side of you? Why is it being neglected? Because she's trying to show her value. Look what's illusionary there. She's trying to show you it. She's actually trying to flaunt it. But what I'm seeing is that she's facing away from the wardrobe. The wardrobe are all about experiences. So why are you not wanting to experience more of your feminine energy within you? Your feminine energy has power with it too. Both your masculine and feminine energy serve a purpose in your life here on Earth. They both empower you in different ways. And it's up to you to start exploring your feminine energy more and not neglecting it. Because she's trying to flaunt herself to you to even get your attention that you had that feminine energy, Earth Signs. So if you don't know how to tap into the feminine energy more, my coaching can help you with that. But you have to take action steps on that earth sign to connect to that part of you. Well, earth signs, I love you a lot, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.